Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding, and I'm here today with Trader Chris, another paid funded trader with Apex Trader Funding. Now, Chris, first and foremost, I got to comment, you are not necessarily what I typically interview as a trader. You're a little bit of a younger guy, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I'm 19.
I love this because this is, look, I think we all wish that we would have started sooner. Those of us that have been trading for a while, and I love to see young traders just getting into it, developing the skill, and developing a lifelong resource that quite frankly, funded, self-funded, doesn't matter. This is something that you can take with you no matter what happens. First and foremost, congratulations, man. This is awesome. So let's take a quick step back, because I always kind of like to lay the foundation of where you are. Now, you're 19. I hesitate to ask this because it can't have been too long, and it's going to shame me a little bit, but how long have you actually been trading at this point?
At this point, I've been trading for about half a year.
About half a year. Okay, and we've already started to see some levels of success. How did you actually get into the game of trading?
It's actually through my father. He is actually an investor himself. He's nothing professional or crazy. He's actually more of like a long-term, so I wouldn't say trader, more of an investor. How I got into it was he would recommend me certain things to invest in, and when I was taking a deeper look into just markets in general, I actually fell in love with them and grew like very interested in them and wanted to take it a step further into day trading. For the span of 6 months, I was learning. I was doing some investing and I was starting to day trade. About a month ago, I found out about funded accounts. They led me to here I am today.
That's amazing. That is such a quick process. That again, I think that so many of us can look back and say, gosh, I wish I had just started doing this earlier. But that's wonderful. It sounds like it's in the blood. Now, I have to ask, did a lot of your education come from your dad, or is your style of trading completely different from his? Because obviously you're on, well, let's call it a different time frame.
My knowledge and style of trading is actually completely different from his because since he invests, his is more kind of swing trading. He does a little bit of options as well. I branched off from that and actually fell in love with the futures market instead of the stock market, which is what he does.
Right.
So I did more studying and learning about futures and again about day trading. So all the strategies that involve doing that.
It's pretty indicative, the fact that you love the markets, that you love this whole process. That is a great indicator of how quickly you've managed to get to this point. So you said you first found Apex and the concept of funding about how long ago?
A month ago, like I would say beginning of September.
How many evaluations did you go through before you got your first pass?
One. That was my first one.
And how many PAs before you got your first payout?
First one.
See, and that is, I don't think you may not even realize how cool of an accomplishment that is, because again, that's not really the norm, but it does highlight what's possible. I mean, you've been at it for 6 months, you pass your first evaluation, you get paid out on that first PA, and hopefully this starts just a snowball's roll of what is to come as a continued funded and paid trader with Apex Trader Funding. I love seeing stories like these. I think so many of us get caught up in the struggles that we've had along the way. I hope most traders will look at it the right way and see how motivating it is to see a young guy just real excited, just loving what he's doing and just going all in and seeing this level of success and seeing it so quickly. I know I certainly do. I know it's definitely taken me a lot longer than that by a few decades. So I really just think that this is such a super cool story about really what's possible. You say 6 months. How much time did you actually spend studying and learning the whole world of trading?
In that 6 months, I was at the beginning on and off. Halfway through, so 3 months in, I decided to go all in, as in I was back testing. I found a strategy and I was starting to actually go day in and day out, day to day, looking through and using my strategy and testing it out. And this was around the time as well I was learning about futures, because I had bounced between the stock market and I was looking at Forex as well. But futures was what immediately clicked for me. Futures is what I saw fit me and I liked. About 3 months in, I focused fully on that, and I made sure to have a well defined strategy before I even jumped into any type of, trading with actual capital, whether that be, funded or my own capital. I took that time to just practice and get that in-person market experience, and then I started trading.
Was it a full-time job these last 3 months, really getting to this point? I mean, in terms of study and time spent?
It was hard to be able to do it consistently because life can get in the way, and I'm in college, so I had to kind of balance time for schoolwork. I was making sure that I at least had some idea of what was going on throughout the world, like fundamentally the news, or just what was going on with whatever instrument I like to look at, seeing if there was anything interesting happening every day. I wouldn't be able to backtest every day, but I made sure that I was at least, it was something that was on my mind.
Right. And I think for most of us that at least stick it out long term, I don't want to say obsession, but it really does become a passion. It becomes something that we constantly, it's part of our day. When we have conversations about it, that's really when certain parts of our personality tend to shine. At least that's what my wife tells me. She's not a trader, and she just doesn't understand the way that I talk to other traders and how dynamic it really can be. Have you found, on that note, a community of other traders that you have conversations with, or are you really, I mean, other than your father, or are you really pretty much just doing this by yourself?
I was looking and I found communities online, like through YouTube and
Sure.
Instagram, people who, post about their trading, and they have their own communities. Besides my father, in real life, I really just had him. I was using mostly like online resources.
All right, so here you are, first evaluation, first PA, first payout, all across the board. What's next? I mean, what are you going to do as you continue to build and develop a trading long-term strategy?
I want to refine my trading, and not necessarily change, but refine, because I want to make sure that if I'm going to be trading, I trade with a systematic approach instead of a kind of dynamic approach. I want to make sure that I keep doing what I'm doing that works and refine what doesn't, because we can all improve, and making sure that I'm staying on top of it and maintaining my psychology and just my strategy in general. I feel like is a very important thing, because some people will start off with success and it will quickly downfall into the spiral of despair, because they're it's getting to their heads, or they're not refining their strategy, and see if I can continue to improve and grow, scale up from there.
Has this changed any of your future plans, just going through this process over the last few months?
I think so, because before, I couldn't grasp how I could, trade with anything meaningful, being so young and not having access to the most capital. But I really do think Apex created this grand opportunity for me by giving me access to what I had and the tools, being able to just trade so easily, and with the capital that they give me, I see myself in the future now with Apex and continuing to trade with them.
Chris, this has been such an inspiring video. I appreciate the time that you took to spend and share some of your story with us. I hope that other traders see this and see this as an opportunity to really get motivated and get committed to the level of consistency and the level of passion that you've obviously shown, which has brought you to such a quick level of success. I can't wait to see how it continues down the road. We got to catch up in a few months and do an update on this, and really just see where you are. This has just been such a dynamic start to what I hope is a long and very, very fruitful career.
Thank you.
You bet. And again, I hope you other traders out there see this as an opportunity to let's go ahead and get rid of those excuses. And when it comes to just doing what it takes, I think that Chris has been a great example for the rest of us. Anyway, Chris, thanks for hanging out. We'll chat with you here hopefully pretty soon.